In this lecture, we'll be covering scoped slots. Now, a scope slot is a special type of slot that functions as a reusable template. So it's not going to render already rendered elements, but what it will do is, like if say in a child component, simply pass data into a slot as if we are passing props to a component. So here you can see that I have created a slot, and you'll see that I've given it a text property which simply says I am a scoped slot. Now what I'm going to do with this slot is, in my app.vue component, here I'll be creating a template. Let's close it. Now inside this template, I'll be adding a text. Let's call it as hi from app component. And close it. Now next thing that I'm going to do is, I'll be again using another paragraph tag, and here I'll be calling props.text. Let's close this paragraph now, and here you'll notice that this is the text that this app.vue component is providing inside this template. And here we have a special variable called scope, and we are assigning it as props, a value. Now if I say props.text over here, what it's going to do is it will go in app header.vue. Whatever text I have provided, that text will be fetched and shown over here inside this paragraph tag. So here the value of the scope is the name of a temporary variable that holds the props object passed from the child. So this is the object that we have passed from this child slot to this parent component. And now when we will render this, you'll see that this line comes twice in our application because hi from app component is coming up inside this template, and here we have another slot, the default one. So this slot also will take this value hi from app component, and this props.text will be displaying text properties text. So let's save this and run it now. There you go, you can see that it says I am a scoped slot, and just above it, it says hi from app component. This text that you see over here is coming from the default slot. So one of the use cases of a scoped slot, which was introduced in version 2.1 in Vue.js, is, consider you have a list component which allows component consumer to customize how each item in the list should be rendered. So that's one use case scenario where you can make use of scoped slots. In the next lecture, we'll be covering dynamic components.